Get that out of the way now.
There you go.
Yeah? Is it on?
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh, brilliant. What about YouTube?
Yes. Yeah, it's there.
Sweet, here we go.
He's going to play Yaya Ding Dong! It will never be enough! I only want to hear Yaya Ding Dong!
Absolutely hilarious. I hope that everybody else has been watching the Eurovision film on Netflix, because it is just tremendous. Rich, I see you nodding your head there. Have you watched it as well?
Yeah, the Will Ferrell one and Pierce Brosnan, isn't it?
Yeah,
Brilliant. What, I mean, immediately, as soon as you say those two together, you know you're onto a winner, don't you?
Yeah,
I mean, regardless of what the script is going to be like, what it actually turns out looking like, the fact that they're sharing screen time together is a winner. Yeah, it's very funny. Yeah, we've enjoyed that. Yeah, in fact, I want to give it a rewatch. It was that good.
Yeah, it has to be worth a second go, doesn't it? Like, I just think it was absolutely hilarious. And we're that addicted to Eurovision that we will quite often have a little party and a little get-together. How about you? Have you ever done that?
Yeah, I've been to a friend's house when Eurovision was on, and it was quite weird having a celebration around something that was on the TV. So you felt like you wanted to talk, you wanted to chat, but at the same time you didn't want to be too loud and enjoy it too much that it would disrupt and disturb the people that essentially just wanted to watch the telly. So that was a bit of a weird dynamic. But yeah, it was good, and you have to be very careful, don't you? Because when all the different acts come on for the different countries, you have to be really careful not to insult a particular country. It looks particularly ridiculous, because if you do, you're guaranteed someone in the room would be associated personally with that country. So you lay into Finland or Sweden or somewhere, someone will go, "Oh, my mum's Swedish."
Yeah, it's really true.
You have to backtrack, don't you? Yeah.
What can you do though? I mean, the film is hugely offensive to anybody who's Icelandic, isn't it? I mean, is it just that they're game for a laugh?
Do you mean it's stereotyping people from that country? Yeah, I think it is actually, isn't it? Yeah. There were points where I was watching, I was thinking, this is like Mind Your Language or something in the 70s, isn't it? It's that kind of a...
In 20 years' time, they're just not going to allow it. It's going to be so offensive.
It's the Little Britain of 2020. But it's very funny, though. It's very good in places.
What else has been catching your eye then, Rich?
Loads. I've been really getting into TikTok, because I know I really got into TikTok, to be honest, because of this live stream. I've kind of got myself into this loop now of checking it every couple of days to see what's happening, see if there are any funny videos to talk about. And I've started following more and more people. But there's one video, and this is the first one I think we should play, about a lady who discovered something in and amongst her property, and she is basically living out one of my all-time fantasies. This is beautiful. Have you got it there to roll?
Yeah, ready to roll. Here we go.
Everybody has that one thing in their house that everybody thinks is so cool. Could be a hidden cabinet, little movie room, gadget, but ours is this.
All right, day 2 here.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant, isn't it? I mean, I think I just played a little bit of your next video as well there. But yeah, so she's got a World War II air raid shelter in her back garden.
Yeah, I know. I mean, when we moved into this house, I was kind of hoping that we would discover something similar to that. You hear stories, don't you, of people doing exactly what she did and doing the gardening, and then suddenly you found an air raid shelter or a hatch leading to a secret basement with extra storage. We found an old Radio Times in the loft. It's not really the same, is it, on balance? I mean, it excited me. I love that kind of thing. But the ultimate fantasy, I think, is pulling up the floorboards and finding a hatch and going down, and then finding like a route of tunnels, a maze of tunnels, and the end of one of them finding like a sword just laying there, maybe stuck in a piece of stone or something. Surely I'm not the only person that's had that dream. I'm thinking it through too much, aren't I?
I love the way that your fantasies are totally different from mine.
Right. Well, we won't go into yours tonight. Let's have the next video. Now, this, you've already seen a little sneaky snatch there due to a technical error. Let's gloss over that. This is a guy, a pool guy, who I've got addicted to. We've already had one video from him a few weeks ago. He cleans
there's
pools.
plenty of YouTubers out there, but
yeah, but this is so good. This is so good because a lot of people at the BBC at the moment, which is where I work, facing redundancy. So I'm thinking of alternative careers at the moment, if necessary. And one of them is pool boy or cleaner of swimming pools. There's not many in this country, grant you that. But maybe we could move to America and clean pools, dirty old swimming pools there that people want to get back into action. This guy goes to the filthiest, the dirtiest swimming pools possible, and he makes them look brand spanking new. And there is something so satisfying at watching him throw the chemicals in and power wash it down. Can you roll the video?
Okay, here we go.
All right, day 2 here. Pool's still not empty. I can get going though. Jet wash, acid, brush, bucket all ready. Have a look in the pool, got my wellies on. Start washing. Applying the acid and water to the steps and then jet washing it off. Get in the pool and then carry on cleaning. That's the steps done. Now just for the rest of the pool. Got to brush up and scoop up some of that sludge. Cleaning the light. Nearly done, still a bit more in the bottom. Bit more jet washing. Hoovering the rest up at the bottom. Chucking the hose in, and that's job done. Holly your boy for the pool work.
I love the way that he's a British guy in America, but yet he still kind of has a bit of swagger about him, a bit of a cheeky chap about him.
You know why, don't you? The 3 magic words: living the dream. That's what he's doing, isn't it? You know, power hosing down all those millionaires' swimming pools. Never going to be able to use them himself, I'm guessing, unless he's got his own. But I just find it satisfying when you're watching that. I think the cleaning of it, the whole process, there's something really, really nice and satisfying. He's got hundreds of videos up on there, and every one I just get sucked into. You're scrolling down, you think, oh, it's only going to be 3 minutes long, and I've watched it. Mad, but I like it.
Yeah, and very soothing and, yeah, really, really good. And there was another chap that you were talking about. We haven't got a clip from him this week,
No.
But maybe we will do next week.
Yeah, it's just the guy that eats stuff. So there's this guy that he runs this YouTube channel, and I get berated by my other half, my wife, for watching it. He basically eats out-of-date food, and he doesn't just eat it. Obviously, he has to open it up. He gets sent really old food, like vintage cans of Tizer and Tango and Pepsi, and he'll get like an old can of Marmite or something. We watched a video of him last night opening a 130-year-old bottle of olives that was from a shipwreck that he bought off of eBay, and he opened it up and poured it out onto the plate, and it looked awful, and he even at one point went to go and have a bit. And my wife said, who on earth is watching this, you complete loser, Richard? And I clicked on it. It's 137,000 people have watched that video, which is just shy of the kind of figures we get for these. But
Yeah.
it's, you know, it's just a little shy. But you look at it and you think, why is this a YouTube sensation? And then you realise you've watched about 100 in your watch history. So, again, yeah, we should have a clip from that next week.
It reminds me of the guy who just ate McDonald's morning, lunch, and also evening meal, and he just kept.
Oh, yeah,
on.
Super Size Me.
Yeah. Super Size Me, and he could make a movie of this, couldn't he?
I think you're being wildly optimistic there. I mean, where's the romance? It's like, you know, maybe he meets a similar person online. It could be like a kind of sadistic form of Tinder or something, where you meet someone with a similar fetish and they're both into this, and boom, you got your romance. I don't know what the plot's going to be. I don't know what the climax would be of the film. Maybe he's eaten a 130-year-old olive and he ends up in A&E. Will he make it or not? Yes, he does. Wait. Next day, back onto a 50-year-old can of Marmite. It's true, though, isn't it? I can't see that
on this show. Man, you should be writing those film scripts every day of the week.
Yeah, well, that's what I do during the week. Yeah.
Without further ado, we've got two amazing guests, and we should see them in their full glory. Let me see if I can get it up on YouTube. Now, these two guests have been on before, and we liked them so much that we asked them back. You know what? It defeats me sometimes, the old...
Shall I give away their names?
Yeah.
Shall I tease people?
Tell us about them, and then I'll sort it out on...
Dean and Alex. And I'm particularly... I've never spoken to Alex before, but Dean I've spoken to before, and I was really concerned about Dean. I nearly put a call into the NSPCC, because the last time we spoke to him, he was locked in a cupboard downstairs in his house. I think it was his wife that had done that. I can't wait to see whether he's been allowed out of the cupboard. I think at one point the door opened and then it quickly closed when we did our last stream with him. But yeah, I'm hoping that he's been allowed out into the rest of his house tonight.
Well, it looks like they have both been allowed out. Hello, gents.
Hello.
So we have Dean, Lane and Alex on. How are you both?
Great, thank you.
Very good.
All good. All good.
Very good. And you're both very much in different areas of the UK. So, Dean, whereabouts are you, first of all?
Cloudy Bolton.
And Alex, how about you?
Cloudy Dudley. Or Dudley.
Oh, I love the bitterness there in the descriptions of the weather. It's absolutely gorgeous down here on the sunny south coast of Southampton. Absolutely beautiful. Where you are, Pete, in London, it's looking gorgeous. You're mopping your brow where it's so hot.
Sweating.
Move south. Move
it's
down
still
south.
about 28 degrees. It's absolutely balmy.
All right, rub it in. Rub it in. Keep rubbing it.
No, that's the pollution in London, don't worry.
It's true. Alex, when I last spoke to you, it was 3 weeks into lockdown.
Yep.
We had a dodgy old sound connection, and it was just you and me back then. How's it been going?
Yeah. It's just the two of us.
Yeah?
People have crashed the party now. I don't feel quite so special anymore.
You're special to
very
me,
emotional
Alex.
time. Oh, thanks, Pete. Yeah, good, man.
Yeah?
All good. Yeah,
And you've
like
seen
you
the
say,
girlfriend a grand total of 3 times during lockdown?
Yeah, 3 times in 4 months, and I think that's a very happy girlfriend. I think that keeps her pleased.
So has she been with her folks as well, or has she been...
She's living up in Cheshire at the moment with her sister.
Okay.
She's finishing some studies off, and then, almost finish those, and then be back down in the glorious weather, Dudley. Yeah, happy here.
And how's the gigging thing going? You're doing a lot of stuff online, I see.
Yeah, I was. The last few weeks, I've sort of since restrictions have been eased off, I've sort of cut the sort of streaming down because I found myself doing a lot of that, and I've just gone on to sort of learning the piano a bit more, trying to write my own music and demo that now. So so hopefully now we can get the band back together, as the saying goes, and get into a studio and then start to rehearse some new material.
Start doing things properly, yeah? And how about you, Dean? How's everything? We spoke to you about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Yeah. I've been away since then. I've been down to Kent, down towards where you two are, to enjoy the sun. There was a hot tub in the
so
cottage.
What happens? Do you get past Watford and then the sun comes out? Or
Yeah. It was Coventry, I think, where we lost it. And we got down to you and whoa, what's that? And then spent a week in a hot tub. And if you want to see the least graceful thing ever, watch me getting into a hot tub, because it was not pretty. We tried, because it was with the cottage, we thought we'd better make the most of it, so we were in twice a day, trying to make the most of it, us northerners trying to get value for money. Even when it was slightly raining and a bit dull, it felt a bit weird, but we paid for it. We've got to make the most of a hot tub.
Yeah. I think that's the thing with lockdown at the moment. If you're going to go on holiday, you've got to have a place that's really got everything. And if you've got a hot tub in the place, I would be in that hot tub, whatever the weather.
Other than that, because we were quite well placed near Kent, we kind of went down to Dungeness. Have you been to Dungeness?
It's got a power station, isn't it?
It's an odd, slightly barren place with like a lighthouse.
You're really selling it here.
Yeah, well, I was, because it's quite barren. I felt quite at home, you know.
Making
Next
Dudley
door
sound
to
good.
Dungeness, there's Camber Sands, which is quite nice. Did you go?
All
there?
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
and
Camber Sands, yeah.
Went to Dover and Canterbury and just tried to see as much as possible in the 5 days we had, as well as lots of hot tubbing. So yeah, it was a nice change because you're working from home, you see the same four walls. It was nice to get a change of scenery. It was lovely.
Very good. Rich, you look like you're on the precipice there. You've got a question for Dean or Alex?
I wanted to know how much red wine Dean is going to neck before he starts his performance tonight, and I also want to know what Alex has got on the go, because I can see his hand going slightly out the screen, but he won't reveal his drink of choice.
It's just a glass of vodka.
Glass of vodka, but what makes you even cooler, Alex, is to your left, and we know this from a secret little pre-chat, that's going a little behind the curtain there, you've got, what have you got in the bottom left of the screen, to your left? What have you got in the bag there? Get one of them out and show everyone.
I wonder what you're on about then. I thought, what's the... okay, right.
Look at this. You're going to be amazed.
I've got so many.
Go for the obvious one.
Oh, I was going to go for like an obvious one. So
yeah, go on.
These aren't just like toys of men in swimming trunks. Who's that? Anybody?
Is that the Great Khali?
It's not the Great Khali.
Is it the Undertaker with his clothes off?
That's the Undertaker's mother.
My goodness.
This is actually Superfly Jimmy Snooker.
Oh.
You remember him? Okay, we'll go for an obvious one then. Here we have.
That's the Undertaker, isn't it?
Undertaker.
The classic Undertaker.
Yes, that's the one you want.
man.
That's the one going for 500 quid on eBay.
What am I still doing here? You know, let's pack the music in. Let's just flag all these on eBay and live in a mansion somewhere.
Live the dream.
I'll take Dean. We'll get a hot tub and we'll get loads of red wine. And
Yeah.
jobs are good one.
So are these like your lucky charms? Whenever you perform, you have to take a bag of toys with you that's just slightly off the stage.
I normally wear them on like a chain, like like hip hop has like this, like gold, like Run DMC have like the big clock, and I like just have Superfly or Tatanka just hanging off, and sometimes I have earrings and things like that. Hulk Hogan hanging from the left and Ultimate Warrior on the right. It's just.
So
sometimes
you're a big WWF fan? Is that a big thing in your life?
Let's just get this clear, okay? I'm back home with my parents, and I'm in the attic where lots of old stuff is kept. But I wasn't. Yeah, back in the day, I was a big wrestling fan. Yeah, I haven't watched it for a while. I'll see it every now and then when it's on TV. But no, the old school wrestling is the one for me.
I made the mistake of asking them earlier if they had children, if there was a reason why, and you both straight away said no, which is why you're both drinking on a Friday night and don't have any wrinkles on your face. But Alex, you embarrassed yourself there. Obviously, retro toys, yeah, of course they've been in the loft. Of course they have, yes.
It could have been worse. It could be like a swing or something up here, couldn't it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Alex garden I used to.
And
Go on.
sound. There we go. Tweak a few cables and it'll work. Alex, while we're on you, what's the first song that you're going to sing for us tonight?
The first song. I did the last single that we released, or I released, and this is called Hours. We released this a couple of months ago. No, just over a month ago now, and we raised some money for Mind, the mental health charity.
Very good.
We did like a live stream and we released a single, and the downloads money went to the Mind, and we raised just over £600. So, chuffed for that.
Sweet, well done, man. That's excellent.
Well, just wanted to do something productive with the lockdown, and a lot of people were raising money for the NHS. But then there's a lot of people out there that I think need a bit of support. That I'm quite lucky, really. That I've got a good family structure and friends that I can contact, and there's a lot of people out there at the moment that just haven't got that sort of that base. So I think Mind is a great charity that can help children all the way through to adults. So yeah, that's what I did with my lockdown.
Awesome.
Yeah, this is so this is called Hours. And you can stream it on Spotify and things like that.
A simple twist of fate has left me where I stand. Open eyes and empty hands. I feel that I'm afraid these walls are closing in on each and every day we begin. Too many times, hours upon hours, we wasted time side by side. Two of a kind, with all of this in mind, I'll follow, I'll follow, I'll follow. I got a feeling I'm not alone in thinking I'm alone. There's nowhere we can run. These boarded streets are dull and hollow. I need to get away, and these walls are closing in on each and every day we begin. Too many times, hours upon hours, we've wasted time side by side. Two of a kind, with all of this in mind, I'll follow, I'll follow, I'll follow. Vacant smile landed on my eyes. Such heavy eyes. Oh, I, oh, I, oh, I, oh, I. Too many times, hours upon hours, we've wasted time side by side. Two of a kind, with all of this in mind, I'll follow, I'll follow, I'll follow. I got a feeling I'm not alone.
Nice one, Alex. That was really, really good. We're getting some lovely positive
guys.
comments
Cheers.
coming in on Facebook. We've got Dan Steele saying, lovely voice, great song. We've got Jill saying, fabulous song, such a lovely voice. Matthew North, rather enjoying this as well. I mean, what's it like when you come up with a tune like that? How long does it take? How do you come up with it? And how long do you keep kind of polishing it and perfecting it until you got it right? And you're happy with it?
That's a tough one, because some songs seem to sort of develop and just come instantly, and some songs are lying around in pieces. You know, you might have one song that's got the chords, and then the lyrics you take from another song that you're writing. So every song, for me personally, I don't know about you, Dean, but I try not to rush it and just go, right, because when I first started it was like, right, we've got to write a song, so many songs, and get them out. And then I just found that it was just churning out sort of just rubbish at times. So what I try and do now is just write things down. If I get stuck on it, I move on to another track and then come back to it. someday, and that's what I found myself in lockdown doing that quite a lot actually, revisiting old tracks, and choruses or verses just magically appear.
And you don't have a problem with going back to an old track and then substantially changing it? You don't think, oh, hang on a minute, now I better off starting a new one, or that was then, this is now. You're quite happy to go back and tweak and revise something?
Yeah, I think it's all part of the art form, isn't it? You know, it's like a painting. You could sort of, with a painting, you can layer up and sort of put layers over each mistake and whatever. So I think that's what a song should be. But you know, it's good to get it to a point that you're happy and not do a Brian Wilson and sort of spend years upon years upon years trying to perfect something. Because
you say a Brian Wilson, though. I heard this question asked to Paul McCartney in an interview when someone said, how did he come up with Yesterday? You know, what was the story behind that? How long did it take you? And he simply said, oh, it's just a good day in the office. You know, it's just a good song. And you think, no, dare I say, Alex, you've actually given a more articulate and meaty and more interesting answer than Sir Paul McCartney did on that occasion.
Well, you know, I'll take his job if it's going.
Yeah, it's time you swapped. What about for you, Dean, as well? How long does it take you, the writing process? Do you go back to songs and rewrite them, constantly repolish?
Yeah, I keep everything that I've written, even if it's not a fully structured thing. Even if it's just an idea that you'll go back to, that you end up going back to, and a seed from this will come. It's very organic, and you realise that you know you've got something when you don't leave it alone. That's just this thing I keep saying. If you're working on a song for a couple of weeks, if you've not been to it for a while, you know in your heart that it's not right, or you need to shelve it for a couple of months. But if you just keep picking it up and keep messing with it, you know that it's a good song for you. And I think personally that's how all artists should be. They should make music for themselves, and if it sounds good to you, then you're on to a winner, and you should not. Noel Gallagher refers to it as fishing, where he doesn't have a writing room. I know Noel Gallagher's not known for his lyric writing, his deep lyric writing. He's not known for that, but he can just be sitting with a guitar watching telly and literally be just fishing subconsciously for a melody, a line, a guitar riff, whatever. And he said some days Chris Martin will have that song, some days Bono will have that song, but one day I'm fishing in the right area and I'll get it. So I don't necessarily believe that 100%. I think it's a lot to do with your own subconscious mind and actually working hard on a song to get it right. I don't think we can all be as lucky as Noel Gallagher's first two albums, but yeah, you just don't leave it alone, and you keep working on it until you stop making changes. That's when you know it's finished. It's never like, ta-da, this is a complete song. If you've not changed the lyric for a couple of weeks, or you haven't changed the structure, then it's ready, essentially.
Go on then, Dean. What's the next song that you're going to do for us? Or the first song?
I'm going to play a couple of songs off the album that came out. I've got it here, actually. You see that?
Nice.
I released this song October last year. I'm going to play a song from it. It's called Nosebleeds. This song came from...
Until you've told us a little bit about it. That's the law on CNLZ.
Very good. I like it. I went to a wedding early last year, of an old school friend. And there was me and a couple of close friends, basically my closest three friends from high school. And it was the first time we've met up together for about 10, 15 years. And you realise that through social media, and I know it's kind of a very well-mined subject to talk about, social media and how you're perceived and how you put yourself on this platform and advertise yourself about having a great life. But sat there at that wedding, drinking and chatting about the old days and what you do now, I realised that you cannot put up any sort of fake life, because they know you more than anybody else. They know who you are, what they do, and who you are. And they knew you before Facebook and social media, so you can't really pretend that you're something you're not, because they know you more. So I kind of had that idea and And it's a bit about, in the song, about nostalgia and how for some reason, a lot of people, especially thanks to social media, are quite addicted to nostalgia in quite an unhealthy way, I think. And I wanted to kind of dig down into that a little bit more. So I called it Nosebleeds, and the chorus kind of talks about projecting yourself, and this is what I'm doing, this is who I am, and I hope you like it.
Yeah, it's a great intro. I like it. I like what you said. It kind of reminded me, actually, while you were talking about it, I think that's why somebody like David Bowie came up with Ziggy Stardust. You know, like, he wanted another persona. He didn't want to be trapped into what he was at 16. He wanted to be something else, and, you know, that's why he threw himself forward.
Yeah. If you want to compare me to David Bowie, that's totally fine. You know, I'll take that.
Fair dues. All right, take it away, man.
But this isn't a song as good as Heroes, but it's my attempt. It's called Nosebleeds. Back into the past is where I go, somewhere between nostalgia and the fear of letting go. I'm afraid of trying, 'cause I'm afraid of losing, and my worst fears that someday you will know. Back into the pack for a month or so, I'm stitching up the distance with a lamplight for the glow. Just how stubborn are you? 'Cause I'm too weak to argue. I'm strong enough to let all of this go. Strike up the billboard, the side of the road. Tell us what you're thinking now, we're all so bored. I get nosebleeds, nobody believes we want this anymore. Back into the past is where I'll be, the feeling all familiar, regret to some degree. It's so good to see you, tell me what you've been through, and I'll sit here in all sincerity. Strike up the billboard, the side of the road. Tell us what you're thinking now, we're all so bored. I get nosebleeds, nobody believes we want this anymore. Strike up the billboard, the side of the road. The ship is always sinking, now we're all on board. We get nosebleeds and wipe it on our sleeves and come back for more. Strike up the billboard, the side of the road. Tell us what you're thinking now, we're all on board. We get nosebleeds, nobody believes we want this anymore. Thank you.
Brilliant, fantastic, and you definitely didn't catch Pete out there pouring a sneaky beer because he thought you're only halfway through the song.
The abrupt ending.
Well,
Dean.
cheers, Dean. Awesome song. I also had to go outside to stop my wife from watering the garden quite so loudly.
Dean, what have you got your sights set on at the moment then? It's a bit of a weird time, isn't it? We're feeling like lockdown's really being lifted. We're worrying, hoping that we're not going to get a serious second wave. We're hearing more news today that more venues are going to be opening up, internal meetings, all that kind of stuff, internal gatherings. What are you most looking forward to about getting back out there and getting giggy again? Have you got a particular venue in mind, a particular place, a particular ambition?
Well, funnily enough, I didn't, at the start of the year, I didn't particularly plan on doing any gigs this year. I wanted to do more stuff in my amateur theatre. I was down to do acting a play that was meant to be last month, called Cider with Rosie, which obviously got cancelled. So in the lockdown, I've managed to, in not even thinking about music, I've managed to do a couple of these virtual gigs and write and record an EP, 4-track EP, and plan, fingers crossed, to record a music video for one of the songs, which I'm scheduled to start. We're going to record it in August, but like a lot of these things, it's kind of on tenterhooks as to whether we'll be allowed to get together, because there's about 4 or 5 of us doing it. So fingers crossed that we'll be able to do that. And I want to put it out, record it and put it out at Christmas, because it's kind of a Christmassy song. So no gigs. And when you talked about venues, my local city is Manchester, and the sad thing is that 2 big venues have closed for good. Well, they say for good, hopefully. The Gorilla and the Deaf Institute have essentially gone bust. We think that it's closed, and hopefully it'll all pick up again. But
the mayor said that he's going to reinstate it in some way. He's going to get some money to another funder or another supplier, I think.
Yeah, that'd be great, because it's thoroughly needed. Yeah, but no
venues,
yeah, amazing. Never actually I've been to see gigs there, but never actually had the pleasure of playing. But I've no actual gigs put in. I did turn down a few gigs at the start of the year that I was offered for around this time, but it kind of wasn't my priority. But you know, COVID, it changes things, doesn't it? And if it wasn't for COVID, I wouldn't be, you know, getting in the swing of writing songs and wanting to play them and wanting to make a music video for one of them. So, you know, this can take positives out of everything, I hope.
Planning the music video must be fun. That must be a labour of love, surely. Until you get to the stress of actually filming it and it doesn't quite look the way that you pictured it in your head.
I played it last time I was on. It's called Alaska, and it's a simple story about a boy walking to a football game and hoping that a girl will come with him. And I thought this could be a really simple video to go with the simple song. So luckily I know actors who want to act, especially at this time, and it's all kind of building up. We're only 3 weeks away from what we think we're going to record, and it's going well so far. No one's pulled out. I've got bits of props, I've got bits of costume, and on the day I'll go, right, let's do it.
So you say you know plenty of actors. Basically, you're saying you know plenty of men who look like girls wouldn't want to go with them to go and watch a football match. That's the polite way of what you're saying, isn't it?
I wouldn't say that. No.
Oh, sorry, the person you got in mind could be watching. I forgot about that.
Definitely, yeah, it could be, yeah. But it's all part of amateur theatre. There's plenty of fantastic acts working in amateur theatre, and for some reason it's a bit of a swear word in professional realms. You know, you could do 20, 30 years in Amdram, but I don't think in the professional world it's not kind of considered, the fact that, you know, all this work goes in, and they do it for the love of it. You know, they don't get paid to do it. I don't get paid for my work that I do there. And you just see, play after play, you just see this amazing talent. And let's face it, I want to take advantage of the talent that I see.
I just wondered if you've got Oscar there with you today, Dean.
He's been in and out.
Well, when he's next in, can you grab him? Because we want to see Oscar on the camera.
Yeah, you saw him last time, didn't you?
Yeah.
He's becoming sort of a bigger star than me. I'm a bit worried. But the next time he's here...
He's got envy here. He's like Mono and Emu. After a while, he hated the Emu, didn't he? You got it in for Oscar.
Just this sidekick that's always sort of getting the laughs and getting the cute little...
You're the talent, Dean. You're the talent.
You're the talent.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I need an arm around the shoulder, especially at this time.
Oh, poor chap. Well, you got a cuddle from Oscar. I mean, what more can you want? you know?
Yeah, he'll. Do you know what? I'm saying. I'll say his name. He'll be up in about 10 seconds. Don't worry.
Right.
As soon as he comes up and you probably see his head here, you'll see him. He might interrupt the song, but you know that's what you guys want. So
Here we go with the quiz. Okay, so we've got our cheesy music playing, and we've got our quiz. So, Dean, while you're talking there, I wonder if you'd like to go first. Now, you can you get if you know who performs the song, and you get a point for if you know the song. Okay, here we go. I got my first real 6-string. Bought it in the 5 and dime. What do you think? Rich knows what it is.
that's the classic Summer of '69 by Bryan Adams.
Nice. It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. The regular crowd shuffles in.
Is this me?
Yeah, it's still you.
Can you say that again, please?
It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. The regular crowd shuffles in.
Ooh. That strikes me as being one of those lyrics where you've heard the song a million times, but you just don't.
Can I give him a clue? A visual clue?
Do you know what it is, Rich?
Piano Man. Billy Joel.
Well,
You say Elton John.
all right, so that's a wrong answer. The next one. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. A point if you know the artist, a point if you know the title.
The title is The Sound of Silence.
Nice.
And is it Simon and Garfunkel?
Nice. Well done. Yeah.
It's a bit of a guess.
Oh, sorry. I seem to be giving you a wrong answer and a right answer thing here. But yeah, that was right. And here we go. Number 4. Sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting when the evening comes. I think you know it.
Sitting on the Dock of the Bay, is that called?
Mm-hmm.
Who sang that song?
Who sings it?
Watching the tide. No, it's not come to me.
Well, you still kind of got it, but it is Otis Redding. And the last one for you. Young teacher, the subject of schoolgirl fantasy. Young teacher, the subject of schoolgirl fantasy.
Ooh.
Oh.
That sounds a bit nasty, doesn't it? Young teacher, the subject of teenage fantasy.
The title rhymes with that lyric, doesn't it?
Fantasy. Say it again, Rich.
The title rhymes with that lyric, doesn't it? I think the title comes straight after that lyric.
I think it probably does.
Young teacher, the subject of schoolgirl fantasy.
Come on, I've got to hurry you, Dean.
So it rhymes with fantasy, is that what you're saying?
Close.
I'm going to give you
I don't. I'm quite glad I don't know that one, actually.
It's Don't Stand So Close to Me by the Police.
Is it really?
Right, so you got 5. That's quite good. So now, Alex, the sirens are screaming and the fires are howling way down in the valley tonight.
Oh, got it.
I can hear the tune. Why don't
It's a
you give me one
classic.
guess?
It's an absolute. Who's that barking? Is that Oscar?
Sing it. Sing it, please.
No.
I'm not going to sing it.
Can I sing it?
You're the singer, mate.
Go on then, Dean. Sing it.
This one I'm going to get it wrong.
That was like Vic and
That was so realistic, we're going to get blocked by Facebook for music copyright.
I think we've been muted for a few seconds.
Well, I'm definitely.
I'll go for Meatloaf then.
Well, okay, fair enough.
Or Meatloaf.
You got one for Meatloaf, who's bat out of hell. Next one. I work all night, I work all day to pay the bills I have to pay. Ain't it sad?
Isn't that the title?
Say it again.
Is that? These are hard. How come I get the hard batch?
It's
Like
prejudice.
Spice Girls lyrics or something like that. Give me some. I work all night, I work all day. Sounds like a
To pay the
lumberjack song,
bills
doesn't it?
I have to pay.
Work all
Ain't it
night, I
sad?
work all day to pay the bills I have to pay.
It would sound better if it was something
What
like
was
that.
The Wurzels do whatever that song is.
He's not got much time off, has he, this guy? He works all night and then works all day.
Well, I'm going to give you a wrong for that. That's ABBA, Money, Money, Money.
Nearly swore then.
This is easy. Okay, you get this. Is this the real life or is this just fantasy?
Never heard it. That's Queen. The big one. Bohemian Rhapsody.
Nice, 2 points.
See, I need more like that, people, or delivered.
I know. Sorry about that. Turn around every now and then. I get a little bit lonely.
Turn around.
Yeah.
Is it Kate Bush?
Oh, no.
I got to turn.
It's Bonnie Tyler. Do you know the
Bonnie Tyler,
title?
yeah.
I'll give you a point if you get the title. So you know the song.
No, turn around.
Total Eclipse of the Heart. And one more. Rich's favourite. Here we go. And he drove the fastest milk cart in the West.
Local legend.
Is that Benny Hill?
Yeah.
It's Benny Hill. But what's the?
Do you know the title? Do you know the title?
Oh
What's
God!
the name of the milkman?
What, the one that delivers around here? Or?
The fastest milkman in the West.
Ernie.
Yeah.
Ernie.
All right, you're on joint 5 with Dean.
How come I got a song about Benny Hill? And
It was a number one.
oh God,
Rich,
and
here
why
we
do
go.
I know that one out of over ABBA and things like that? It shows the childhood I had.
I don't know. It's just the way that it's just 1 to 15. There's no choice, Alex.
Is there a tiebreak?
People try to put us down just because we get a round.
Oh, is that Get Around by the Beach Boys?
It's
My
My
Generation
Generation
by
by
The
The
Who.
Who.
Oh, gosh, yeah, of course it is.
Guys know
Oh,
it.
no.
Guys know it. On a dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair.
A dark desert highway. There's a highway, cool wind in my hair. Is it the Eagles, Hotel California?
Nice.
On a dark desert highway.
I've got
You know what,
sunshine. Sorry, Alex, what are you going to say?
When they're spoken like this, it just throws the song completely.
Yeah.
I know.
Like, what the
Yeah, it's my accent and my lisp. I've got... Have I done that one already?
No.
I've got sunshine on a cloudy day.
Oh,
the Four Tops, My Girl. Is it
Ooh.
Four Tops?
Alex, it's not your game.
it's I got sunshine on a cloudy day. Oh, gosh, I know this one. Dun, 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 dun,
Is it not
dun,
My
dun,
Girl?
dun.
It is
No,
my
no,
girl.
But it's not,
But not by the Four
Tops, was it, originally?
Right.
Who was it?
The Temptations.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay, Rich, I'm afraid that's the wrong answer. I can't get my mouse in the right place. Here we go, wrong answer. All the leaves are brown and the sky is grey.
All the leaves are brown.
Is this for all of us? Or
No, it's just
Oh,
Rich, Alex.
this is it's not St Elmo's Fire, is it?
No.
Oh no.
Terrible. You should have had the Ernie round. Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today.
Oh yeah, of course.
Bring it back a little bit, Rich. Come on.
Start. No, you're putting the pressure on
You're
now.
a DJ. Come on, man.
Yeah, but I don't play rubbish.
My grandma won't be happy with that.
This is, is it I'm Coming Out, or is it something really camp, isn't it? What is it?
It's Frank Sinatra, New York.
Oh, no,
New
it
York.
is Frank Sinatra, yeah.
Like
sorry.
Every club in the country, they finish the evening with that song, even now.
I think Tony Bennett covered it better.
All right, well, sad news. We've actually got to go to another round because Alex and Dean got 5-all. So it's a head-to-head, and it's going to be a TV question. And it's a good up north style question because you're both northern lads. So what is the name of the pub in, and now I'm not going to say it, but you just shout it out if you know it, Coronation Street?
Rover's Return.
Ah, nice. Dean, did you win the quiz last time, or is that my imagination?
Well, it was about the cheese, wasn't it? And
yeah.
I'm not bitter about it, but you said put your hand up, and he was like, Kirsty just showed it out, and I put my hand up. I said about the rules. I don't think you gave me the point, but you know, it's not like I'm losing sleep over it.
No, but you're still bitter, right?
Yeah.
Alex, what's the next song you're going to play for us?
I'll do a track that was off the first EP that I put out, and it's a track called Through the Storm. It's a song that it's the first track that I've written after sort of like finishing with the band and just finding my feet really as a solo act, and it's just at the same time I'm sort of going through a bit of a rough patch in my own personal life, and you know, finding my feet again there. So it's just a bit of a turbulent time, and this song is just about just having somebody there to help you through it, really. Somebody or something. So at that time I found myself writing a lot and locking myself away a bit, really. And yeah, this song came out of that.
Well, I can't wait to hear it.
I think we're in tune.
Sea so dark and deep, and through my mind you swim, through thoughts that feel so much, waves of words cry. Baby, my love, fill my heart and fill my soul. Hold me in your arms, sure and steadfast, be my round. Be my love, fill my heart and fill my soul. Hold me in your arms through this storm. You call my name, and on this shore I'm tied to a fate, where the flush rush rosacea cheek, in these waves I haven't swayed. Be my love, fill my heart and fill my soul. Hold me in your arms, sure and steadfast, be my round. Be my love, fill my heart and fill my soul. Hold me in your arms through this storm.
Cheers.
Very nice.
Lovely.
That was beautiful, Alex. Really, really lovely
Thank
track.
you very much. Cheers, guys.
Whereabouts, when you're compiling your set list for a gig, whereabouts would you place a song like that? Because it doesn't feel like it's the type of song that you could open with. So it's something that comes in the later part of the night. It's got that kind of emotional pull that I'm guessing you wouldn't want to come straight in with.
Yeah, it's that song sort of used to end the set in like the earlier days of sort of the solo project. Recently we put it in sort of midway through a set. It's quite nice to break it up, but it's got that nice sort of crescendo throughout the song, really. And then when we play it live, it sort of the end sort of picks up a bit more and sort of goes on a bit longer, and it's a good sort of party atmosphere.
And you feel the crowd coming with you. You feel the kind of atmosphere in the room rising.
Yeah, it's quite a nice track to play in terms of like you can adapt it. So for like acoustic sets, you can play it like really softly, and like if you're in a room with like people without like mics and amps and things like that, or then you can take it to a stage and you can sort of make it a big sort of festival feel song. And people just chanting along with it. It's great. It's really, really good fun actually to play live. Like normally jump off the stage, you get into the crowd and get the guitar tangled up or get the microphone caught on something, pull something out somewhere. But it's all part of the chaos, and that's what I love about playing live.
It could actually be one of those tunes that you build up and up and up and up, becomes, some kind of crazy festival, like 8-minute long anthem. It sounded amazing. Well done, Alex. That's a great tune.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Cheers. Thank you.
So we should move on to you, Dean. What's the last song you're going to play for us?
I'm going to do another song from the new album. I'll just keep doing that.
Plug it.
Plug it. The album's called Stay Exactly Where You Are. Released it in October last year, and you can get it from deanlane.bandcamp.com. And the physical, if you have CDs still, remember these? You can get the CD and the badge for £5 from deanlane.bandcamp.com. And the album title, Stay Exactly Where You Are, is quite important. Linked to this song in what I do for a living, in talking to and supporting young people like Alex does, but in when they go missing from home and trouble with school and home. And this song came from a support visit that I did, the young person who not going through the best of times. But I wanted to kind of, I came away from that feeling quite emotional and wanting to get it out somehow, and it came in the form of this song. It's called What Not to Do, and without giving any away, names or exact things. It's kind of the emotions in it that I wanted to bring forward without getting myself into trouble. So it goes like this. Maybe I rubbed you the wrong way. Maybe you hate the way I move. Maybe you don't like what I say. Maybe it's a little close to the truth. I've learned how to love, learn how to grow, learn how to fight, learn how to know what is wrong, what is not, how to keep all that I've got. But most of all, what I've learned from you is what not to do. And I'll leave the house when you sleep. happiness. I've learned how to love, learn how to grow, learn how to fight, learn how to know what is wrong, what is not, how to keep all that I've got. But most of all, what I've learned from you is what not to do. In another life, I would pass you by like a passing night, or a bird to fly. I've learned how to love, learn how to grow, learn how to fight, learn how to know what is wrong, what is not, how to keep all that I've got. But most of all, what I've learned from you is what not to do. Thank you.
Fantastic. Well done, Dean. It's getting some great comments on Facebook. Jill says, Dean, this is beautiful. As someone who's done years of voluntary work with offenders and worked as a support worker, I can relate to this song. You can always make a difference in the world. You just have to care. Your music has soul value and meaning. You are so talented. That's a nice compliment.
Wow.
That was from Jill. What kind of feedback do you get from guys when you've played them a song like that? Because if you're playing friends, family members, or whatever that during lockdown, you've got to kind of put in a bit of a filter, haven't you? And think, well, they're bound to say something very complimentary. But what about actual feedback from guys that you don't know when you play that for the first time? What do you get?
It's odd because the kind of gigs that I play, I'm kind of playing regional sort of small town festivals, and you're placed in like pubs or clubs, and you play into the regulars. And what I used to get early on was, you're really good. You should be on X Factor. You should really go on Britain's Got Talent. And at first I thought, no, but it's actually a really good compliment that they think you can go on TV and do well. So over time I've learned to sort of take that and go, well, thank you very much, yeah, good. But whatever compliment you get, anything is good. And as a singer-songwriter who mainly does his own stuff with the odd cover, it's quite frustrating sometimes when you get off stage and you, I love that cover you did, or that's my favourite song, and that's kind of only 10% of the set that you've just done. It's like, well, what about this? These 10 songs that I wrote myself. Are you interested in that? No. So to get any compliment about your own songs and what Jill said, really, I mean, incredible. Especially people who were kids, and during this time as well, you feel it because you're not as involved as you probably should be. But because of restrictions, you can't. So I feel for everyone.
Is it a little bit like when somebody says, "Oh, that Beatles cover you did was amazing"? Is that a little bit like us asking for Oscar?
No, you can ask about the dog every day of the week. I really don't mind about the dog.
We're kind of running out of time, Dean. Where's Oscar? Can we get him up? Come on.
Tell you what,
Oscar,
instead I'll just show you a picture on my phone. Will that do? Because that's all I've got on my phone. That's all. Forget, my wife. Hang on.
That's perfectly acceptable. I think we can go with a pre-prepared photo.
We actually did. This is quite sad. You do photo shoots for you and your family.
Yeah. Of course, yeah.
We actually just did one for the dog. That's how sad we are.
That's lovely.
Beautiful. Get him on your next album cover.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I'll call the album Oscar.
I've got you on a larger screen now. Show us it again. Show us Oscar.
Fine. We were going to talk. We are talking about music, obviously, but the dog. I'll show you a separate one from the shoot. This is another one. This is him at work at his boardroom.
His eyes just seem to disappear on this camera, but he just silhouetted against the backdrop. He just looks absolutely beautiful.
Ah, beautiful.
Anyway, we're talking about music.
We were. Lads, we should probably wind it up, but we need to know more about both of you, where we can get in contact with you. Dean, you've already given us a little bit of a promotion. Tell us again, the CD, you get a free badge, £5.
Yeah, free badge.
On deanlane.co.uk, is it?
deanlane.bandcamp.com. You can get the digital download for £3 or the physical thing for £5, and I'll send it to you via first-class mail.
Very good. And yourself, Alex? Tell us where we can find out more about you.
Yeah, you can find me on all good streaming sites, all major streaming sites, things like that. Alex Ohm, it's OHM. It's a bit of a strange one. Yeah, so on Facebook you can find me. It's Alex Ohm Music, and the same goes for Twitter. And on Instagram, it's just Alex Ohm. Yeah, so you'll find links to merch. I've got some merch on Muse, where you can get T-shirts and CDs and etc. etc. No wrestling figures, I'm afraid.
You're missing a trick.
And one more thing that I wanted to ask you, Alex. There's a picture that Dean mentioned earlier that's just behind you. We mentioned it when we were off air. But tell us, can you take it off the wall, or is that possible, or can you show us it? But this
this is where it's going to break it, and it's going to be on UV frame.
Yeah, hopefully not.
This is where I reveal the safe behind the picture, and everyone's going to know where the jewels are kept and things. Not really, there's nothing there. Yeah, so this is Can you see that better?
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
That's incredible.
So this is it's a portrait of my dad when he used to work in a factory, and used to take his guitar to work. And it's by a guy called Ron Satterthwaite, and he's from the Midlands. I'm not sure how well he's known around the country, but he's an amazing artist. And I found this one out actually after we'd spoken earlier. And this is one of somebody you might know, Dean, up your way. That's Badly Drawn Boy.
Yeah,
Badly Drawn Boy. So. Yeah, he's an amazing artist. Just like lots of little brush strokes, no definitive sort of lines, but he's amazing. If you get the chance to check him out, check him out.
Yeah, it's a fantastic picture. Absolutely love it.
So I'm going to try and steal this from my house when I get there. So if you're watching this, Dad, it's mine now. Just put this down here for a time being.
Nice one. Well, thanks again to both of our guests, both Dean Lane and Alex Ohm. I should say. And thanks so much to Richard Latto as well. We'll be here next week with 2 more amazing guests. And don't forget, we're here supporting live music during lockdown. This is super, super important. There's venues closing across the country. It's not looking good out there for live music. So please, please, please support these artists and support your local venues. They really need your help. Thanks again, and see you next week.